There is an evil I have seen under the sun that I must speak of. It is not an evil confined to one group, class, or station in life. It moves quietly and deliberately among us, manipulating both the wealthy and the poor in different ways. Some navigate the world with calculated precision, trusting not in chance, luck, or prayer, but in systems they believe they can control. Others struggle simply to survive, unaware that the same systems shaping their hardship are also shaping the ambitions of those above them. Both power and desperation become tools of the same evil. Those with wealth and influence are often tempted to believe they are self-made, insulated, and secure. They may begin to see themselves as architects of reality, shaping outcomes through strategy, policy, and control. Yet even they are not free. They are pressured to protect status, expand power, and sacrifice conscience for influence. What appears as mastery is often captivity in disguise and brings bondage with fear of loss, pride, and the illusion of control. At the same time, the poor and those who are struggling are manipulated through exhaustion, fear, and distraction. Survival leaves little room for reflection. When energy is spent merely getting by, truth becomes harder to discern, and false promises become easier to accept. Evil exploits desperation just as easily as it exploits ambition, keeping people divided, distracted, and dependent. The longer we pretend this reality does not exist, while ignoring the truth confronting us every day, the longer we all remain pawns, rich and poor alike, influential and ordinary alike, men and women alike. If you have felt an uneasiness in your spirit, a sense that something is deeply wrong, you are not alone. This uneasiness may be a warning from God, a moment of grace, calling us to wake up before the storms arrive. Storms we are creating ourselves. The question is not whether God will respond to evil, but whether he will find his people speaking out against the evil and acting with humility and truth before that time comes. Where are the watchmen? Where are the preachers? Where are the ordinary people willing to stand in the love of the truth instead of hatred? Do we believe this evil will spare our homes simply because we have money or because we have none? Evil does not discriminate. It enters the households of the wealthy as well as households of scarcity alike. It divides families, corrupts values, and perpetuates brokenness from one generation to the next. It exploits children through neglect, abandonment, and abuse. Whether through excess or deprivation, evil finds its way into our homes if we open the door. Communities are fractured through carefully crafted narratives. Race reduced to skin color, politics reduced to tribal loyalty, happiness reduced to endless consumption or constant resentment. The wealthy are tempted to believe comfort is security. The poor are tempted to believe powerlessness is permanent. Both are lies. Both keep people from the truth. Evil divides and conquers not only by force, but by convincing each group that the other is the enemy. This is why Solomon did not ask for wealth or power. He asked to understand the difference between good and evil. That discernment made him wise. Today, discernment is increasingly rare. Judgments are made on appearances rather than truth, and society grows more divided as a result. Leaders often fail to protect the vulnerable, yet ordinary people also fail to guard their hearts, allowing bitterness, envy, pride, or despair to take root. The struggle between good and evil is not reserved for those in authority. Regardless of wealth, status, or circumstance, everyone must choose. We must decide whether we will live for what is right or quietly accept the wrong we see. The decisions we make today will shape our own lives and the direction of our families, communities, and future generations. As the veil is lifted, we are beginning to see that life is not a game, but a testing ground. Truths once dismissed are being revealed, while lies dressed in partial truth are being exposed. Clarity is increasing, but clarity demands responsibility. Ignorance once felt safe. Now truth calls for courage. People with corrupt intentions understand the power of information and perception. They manipulate narratives to maintain control, using fear, comfort, outrage, and distraction as weapons. Speaking against this manipulation comes at a cost, yet silence will cost us more as the evil we see now will be far greater in the future. True wealth is not found in possessions or power, but in discernment, integrity, and justice. You do not need influence or status to be a voice for truth. You need humility, honesty, and love. You may suffer loss, but your courage may protect the people you love and the next generations to come.